Good morning, guys. Trying to get all my stuff situated here. All right, just want to make sure everything's working today. All right, just checking sound. All right. So this morning we're looking long for longs. Kind of, we would like to see a print above 54. We're still just kind of tipping above it, but if we get back below that 516, we're going to change to short. Let me see if I can find my ICT kill zones. That might help and kind of give some targets this morning. Let's see. All right. So for a push down, we could just push down into the 80s for the kind of for where the Asia high was, and for the London low is all the way down at 456. All right, just kind of getting charts set up here. Remember this morning, guys, it's a no news Monday, so it could be choppy today. No news Monday. And we may kind of go to break even fast if we do pop this level up here, because it's so pre-market. So kind of have to be careful on some of these pre-market entries. But I just know that was my long entry for print above 54, even though we technically hadn't really printed above 54 yet. But I have a free eval, so we're going to be a little aggressive with it today. So it's definitely a no news Monday. So the market could be choppy since we had a big move overnight. But it proved me wrong last week too, when I thought that we could have some choppy mornings and we just went straight up. Definitely have a lot of room to the upside if we're going to move to the upside. We got about 5 minutes left, so we'll see what the market's like as close as we get to that, because got to be careful. Don't really want to be jumping in there at the market open. Adjust the lighting because I had to move my stuff around this weekend. Well, I guess we're tagged in either way. See, the stop loss is probably supposed to be fairly big here. Yeah, stop loss needs to be there at that previous swing. Definitely don't recommend following this trade. Like I said, this is with the free eval I have. Just the fact that the market opens in less than 5 minutes, so that's where you gotta be careful at, guys. Ooh, I think the stop loss have to be all the way back down at 503. So definitely a pretty good week last week. Hopefully it continue. I think we only really gotten like one bad trade last week, and that was from Friday where we got trapped in a long trade. Like I said, guys, I don't recommend joining this pre-market. That was just a target that I wanted to long from probably since 7 o'clock this morning. We've just been sitting here just watching charts. Unfortunately, it happened a couple minutes before news, so we could get stopped out on this pullback. But I only kept it on there because it was a free evaluation, so I was okay with risking a little bit of money with 3 micros. There's been some heavy restriction up there around the 60s, but I was hoping we'd kind of move to the upside when the market opened. Now, if we get back below the 500s, we'll definitely change our bias back over to shorts because we have the Asian and London low down at the bottom. It just means we'll start off in the red because I think my stop loss needs to actually be all the way at 503. And we could do that and just add to it if it comes down there to hit the 500s. We could play it like that. That's how we had to escape one trade that we got caught in last weekend, was the adding to it. What do we got? 2 minutes left. What's up, Francis? Like I said, 503 is kind of where my stop loss needs to be. If you're kind of looking at a volume chart, there's not a lot of sellers in that area. The buyers still dominate that area a little bit. And plus, we usually get nice bounces off the whole numbers, so we could always kind of add to the loss to bring down our average if it comes back. We're about to find out, though, because the market's about to open, so it could just rip my face off here. I don't want to wick below that 500. Even though we're kind of pointing out all the bad scenarios, I'm hoping it just goes straight up here. Fairly mild opening. All right, so what we'll do is we'll add if it comes down to the 503s or 500s. Or it could go straight up. Go straight up. First target hit. Not really sure if I want to go to break even or just keep adding to this. Not sure. To the moon. Come on, look at this rip, guys. They just had to make us sweat a little bit here. This is, if it does pull back my order, we can always re-enter. So I'd rather just play it like that. Just because it's the first candle. 'All 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 Let's see what that 50% of this candle is, because we could get a pullback and retest this area. Maybe we can add to it. So the 50% right now is sitting back at my entry. We'll just leave fib on here for now until we can see what's going to happen. You also got your 15-minute first 15 minute of the day from 9 o'clock to 9:15 right here. So you like to see 60 hold up. If 60 holds up, that'll be a good sign, and it should continue higher. All right, we're going to keep following this as Fibonacci up. I'm hoping we can add another contract to this, so maybe get a 50% pullback on this candle that where we can add a micro or two to keep just trying to add to our winner. So that was the first 90 hit. So anytime you get that first 90 hit, you should always get the pullback. So the second one should push up to the 600s and maybe the 610. Then a lot of times you'll get a pullback off the 610 back into the 90s. And then where I usually like to take longs, if I didn't take this long, is I would take a long back above the whole number and look for 10 points in a runner. Boy, this would have been a nice trade to copy trade my accounts this morning. I think I only took the one trade, so that I didn't copy trade this morning like I was planning on it. All right, so we're about to have a new 5-minute candle here. So this is kind of where you want to see maybe you can add. You may get that pull back into the 50s here. Let's see if it's going to pop back. Nope. It's the 5 minutes like nope. We're not going to pull back. Oh, you dirty girl, you. I really wanted to see the pullback there, and that way we could add, but there was just no pullback. So a lot of times what you have to do is wait and maybe see if there's a 50% total pullback on this total move. So what you would do is pull Fibonacci on this whole move here. Then maybe we can look for a pullback. Man. We're trying to get better at holding trades, so that's why we're holding this. We're trying to get better at holding and adding. So that's the goal at the moment, is holding and adding. All right, so there's your first 610 to 605 hit. So now you want to see a pullback to the 90 here and then rip back up through. And a lot of times I like taking these type trades on the eval if it rips back up through the 600. I think we got a long ways up to the upside from Friday. I want to say the safe where you still need to have your stop loss if you want it to be safe, even though your risk and money is basically back into the 513s, 510s. But I won't let it go back down there. So what I'll do is if we do get that kind of pullback, I'll just get stopped out here and then I will just re-enter. What's up, believer? How was your overnight session, dude? Last night looked like it was primed for the Asia London, or at least Asia market was just pumping last night. I know usually you do well in that Asia market, you know, by what you're telling me. I was like, man. I know Asia usually don't give off that kind of give off those kind of moves. So Asia's been pumping for the last week or two. So what we're going to be doing here is holding this as long as we possibly can. Even if we got to hold this trade all night, I mean, not all night, but all morning, as long as it continues highs, you know, higher, higher, higher. So what we want to do is look for higher lows and add in our position today. So that's kind of what we're working on today. So if I can pass this account in one day, because this is a fairly new free eval from Apex, I think the $40 deal ends tomorrow where you can pay for the funded account for $40, which is really cheap. Then I also have a free take profit trader that I wanted to start this week too, that I talked a little bit last week because we had like some credit in our take profit trader account. So it didn't cost us anything to buy that either. Then hopefully later today we can find our funded trade. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's hard not to take this when you're up 60 points. I've had this order sitting here probably since 7 o'clock this morning. So even if it pulls back 3/4 of the way, we're still going to hold. So what we're trying to do is add into our position today. So that's what we're working on today. 50% of the total move, or even 40% of the move, is back down into the 90s and 80s. So that's where I'm anticipating a possible pullback if we do the whole 50% move. And if it just does the candle, it's just a pullback into the 600s. Because a lot of times you'll hit the 25 if there's anybody that trades the whole number. It's in the box. Like if it pulls back down to the 500 or 600s and 690s, we can try to add in those areas. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So you're waiting for the pullback or some kind of little bear flag, bull flag. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm hoping we can do here, believer, and add to it. I like to add either 2 micros or 3 micros and shoot for 10 points and just keep getting little profits as we move up. If that's what we're going to do here is continue moving up. Uh, what does the TF stand for? Is that just like I said, we're still anticipating a pullback here to add. I'm gonna mark out all my 50% areas just in case. All right, the first 50%'s back in the 90s here. So as long as that 90 holds, I think we're still good. And the next target 50% would be all the way back down in the 70s and 80s. Oh, let's see. Oh, you're waiting for the 1 hour breakout for the. Okay, I got. Okay. Sorry. Ugh. Dude, what a ripper, dude. We're up 80 something points. Whew. Like I said, we're going to be super aggressive with this. Normally, I'd be trying to take profit off this, but the fact that I want to add, I want to get as much money as I can in this account today. We just got to get some kind of pullback, guys. We just have no pullback. Right now, the 5 minutes just been on a ripper. And if you're looking at your volume profile, it's all green. There is no red at all. Look at all this green. It's just all green. The buyers are just in complete control right now. All right, let's look at the 50% of this candle and see. And that's around the 20s and 30s if that holds up. 25. So you could get a little pullback to the 25s here as long as that body here is above that 25, you're okay. Even if it wicks below here, you just want to see the body close above that 25. Ah, damn it. I didn't mean to take off that. I mean, we definitely need a pullback, believer. I mean, I'm just like, I'm anticipating the pullback here. It's just like, I don't know if it's going to come off one of these whole numbers. Maybe we hit the 50, we get the pullback to the 25, or even the back all the way to the 600 there. So we'll just kind of just wait and see what happens at this whole number here. Because right now it's like the 5 minutes has not had any kind of pullback. It's just been straight up. All right, first 25% is right here, this first line. So if it starts breaking in, see how it wicked off of there real quick? So that is the 50%. You just got to see this level hold. To me, if I had to pick something here, I'd like to see a pullback all the way to the 600s. Are you talking about from last Friday and Thursday, all the imbalances to the upside, believer? From that big sell-off from Friday? All right, so let's see what happens here. Where's my stop loss? Is about where it needs to be. Like I said, even if it comes back all the way down here and where my original entry is, we'll just go in heavier. We got sellers that are keep trying to come in. I mean, I can pull this chart up here. This way you can see. See, we got some sellers trying to pop in here. Like I said, I'd really like to see a pullback down to the whole number and retest the 600s. Or it could maybe come back down here and hit the top of this wick here. And that's right at the 590. Let's see what happens here. There's still a lot more buyers sitting here at the 610s. All right, so we did get a little 2-candle pullback. So let's see if this this bull flag here can pay out for us. Yeah, stop loss needs to be all the way down at the 30 on this. So what we can do is, let's say if it does come all the way down, we may even risk profit here and look for a 30 bounce, just because there's a lot of candles here in this area. So that, I'm assuming that was another 50% of this pullback. If you pull your Fibonacci here. Yeah, so your 50% of this total move is sitting there at the 9 EMA. Try to move this down to 11. This way, if it does pop here. I don't know why I watch that screen. I got a habit of turning and watching this other screen. Got a nice big wick down here, so it definitely looks like the bulls are trying to take back over here. I don't understand. I hate that it sold my contract like that. I'd rather just add back into this if we're going to hold. Like I said, our stop loss needs to be all the way back down at 30. We can always re-add to this if we have to. I just don't want to lose $100 and have it sell all the way back down, so rather just stop me out. I mean, it looks like the buyers are still in control in this area. Yeah, I wish there was a way for me to, I don't know if I had to buy or just add, if that will save my original entry since I buy and sell too. But I think what it does is it takes away that first initial order down at the 53. Yeah, son of a bee. Yeah, so this would be your first pullback here. And that's a bull flag if you like to trade bull flags. Draw you a little flag. I mean, it's already kind of late. I wouldn't jump in it now, but if you like to trade the bear bull flags. Oh, I was drawing that on the wrong chart. So that would be like your classic bull bear flag kind of breakout there. I think what it is, we have all this space up here that we can run. So definitely looks like 700 is going to be a target here. Looks like we're kind of in this mess here. Now we just kind of sit here, be patient, and wait for another entry, guys. Like, since it pretty much took us out of our entry, like I said, I didn't want to sit back and just wait for the deep pullback if it did want to pull back to my original entry back down at the 50s. Hopefully later today we can get another nice funded trade, and that's where we're going to be looking for probably 10 micros and looking for 20 points. So roughly about $400 on the trade. So we might be able to get something in a minute. We're about to have a new 1 hour candle. So here it's either going to go straight to the moon on that 1 hour candle, or we're going to get some kind of pullback here. Let's look at this 1 hour. See, we could possibly get a 50% pullback on this 1 hour candle here. We just got a new 1 hour candle. Man, this thing's like, I'm not pulling back. All right, here's the 1 hour candle here. I mean, that's a very bullish freaking candle. So another retest of the 590s would be a 50% pullback. $570. I'll watch the 1 hour time frame on this other chart. This way you can kind of get an idea. Like I said, it could stay just super bullish and just keep bullying forward. Not even get that pullback. Because it's, especially if it creates a little wick here and leaves that wick and just starts going straight up. Your next, if the 1 hour is going to pull back, you would think that it would pull back and retest this wick down at like the 550, 570 area. So we're just kind of sitting on the sideline at the moment, guys. We're also watching the 1 hour over here just to kind of see if this 1 hour chart's going to do. Because like I said, this is a new 1 hour candle here. And right now, this is a huge boner candle for the 1 hour. So I didn't know if we would need to pull back to the 570s to kind of give it its 50% pullback. Sorry about that. So right now we're in the green 178. I'm hoping we get a pullback. I'm going to copy trade my take profit trader account with this too. This way we can trade 2 accounts at the same time. But it doesn't look like we're getting the deeper pullback like we wanted. If you're watching that hourly chart, it looks like we're just continuing higher. Oh, goodness. Is this the candle you're waiting on, believer? The 1 hour candle? Oh, shoot. There's the inside bar. We got this inside bar. Unfortunately, if you did it as it went above it, so you're already in long. So I'm waiting to see if we get a pullback, then go here. Now this was 4 for 5 last week, so I don't know. This setup here is usually not a 70% win rate. So usually what I do is you're supposed to go 1 for 1, but a lot of times I'll just do 10 points and look for a runner. And once I hit my first target, or if I hit my first target, we'll go to break even. Like I said, this is the first 5-minute inside bar of the day. And like I said, it's only got about a 70% win rate. So most of the time it wins, usually 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 for the week. Right now we're on the struggle bus here in the 50s. Fucking sellers are coming in. As long as the 600s holds, we'll hold this trade and we'll try to DCA back into it if it does pull back that way. I don't like the fact that the sellers are kind of stepping in. Well, no, come on, buyers, step in. We need them buyers to step in. We need to see this candle rip here. It's still a valid 5-minute inside bar as long as 20 holds. Come on. Come on, 5 minutes. Pay the bills. All right, 5-minute hit. All right. At least got 2 of the contracts in. Still have a runner, and we'll see if we can get this runner here. So we didn't get nothing on the runner. All right, so right now we're up $220 in one account and $35 in one account. So that's kind of where we're at this morning. Still a nice little morning. Too bad we didn't able to hold that one trade. I mean, shoot, we'd be up 100 points because we got long at 553 on that first trade this morning. I wish I'd have just copy traded like I was planning on it, but I got a little nervous and I didn't do it. Watch this thing just go now. All right, so now we're just kind of sitting here, guys. There's not really anything to do. This trade here is, like I said, it's the 5-minute inside bar. So most people will look for a total move. It came close to paying 20 points. It got about 17 points. A lot of times I just do 10 points in runner just to be on the safe side and see what I can get off the runner. But today we just got our 10 points and the runner got stopped out. So it was basically just struggling up here at all-time highs. Right now, it's just kind of best to sit on the sidelines. I don't know if we'll get a decent pullback. We'll try to look for another entry here. Maybe we can get another pullback down to the 600s. I think if you look to the left, there's a lot going on in this area here. This was from what, the 6th? So whatever date that was last week. So it looks like it hit this, all this mess here, and that's where we got stuck at. Right now, we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. There's not really a lot for us to do until we get some kind of decent pullback. I kind of need to pull the fib and see what our 50% of the move here. I don't know if it's this 50% of the move. This would be your last kind of low here. So yeah, this would be the 50% where we're at right now here. Or we could pull all the way back down to the 40s and 50s. That would be all the way back down to the point of control. What's up, Outer? Take any trades this morning? I took the long. I had marked out down there at the green. This was my long position down here. So my first long was at 53 this morning. So we took a nice long from 53 all the way up. So it was a nice long this morning. Then we just took a little 10-point trade off of this 5-minute inside bar. Now we're just kind of sitting on the sideline waiting. I feel like we're going to have to wait a little while before we get another entry. I mean, I wish I had copy traded across the board like we wanted to, but we didn't. So right now we're up $220 in the free APAC account and $35 in the take profit. So I'm going to be focusing mainly on this take profit in my funded accounts because I want to get this take profit to the point where you can take daily payouts. So the level popping has been pretty good lately. And so I thought I was ready to attempt to take profit trader. They're a little bit more pricey, so that's why I usually don't get them because it's a little bit more money up front. But as far as the overall account, I'd really love to have one as far as funded go. This way I can just do the daily payouts instead of, trying to get to a certain spot to take money out. Yeah, I just figured we had this nice move out the gates, and it's a no news Monday, so I didn't know if we'd be like just not really bouncing around, but just consolidating a lot of this morning just because of the big move we had overnight in the Asia market. So it could just be grinding till lunchtime. So I just feel like the safer bet right now just to sit here and watch. I'm not going to attempt anything unless we get a decent pullback. So there's been several little small, if you don't mind doing like 10-point setups. So we did have a 5-minute inside bar, at least pay 10 points. You didn't get nothing on the runner. And this was the second move. You had a nice little bull flag right here. You could have pulled. So little bull flag right here. Nice 2 candles. Then you got long in this candle at 17. It ripped almost up to, it's almost a 30-point little ripper. You could at least got 10 points plus a little runner. Then this morning, I got long above all these highs. That was my original. So we've had 3 little entries this morning. I added on this. So this is how we got out of our last trade. Unfortunately, this candle right here, because I added right here, had a little pullback after hitting my initial 2 candles, and I got stopped out on my runner. So that's how I ended on the runner. So this can still pop. This could just be consolidation and just pop. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be one of those grinding days outer until at least lunchtime probably, where it's really hard to get in this stuff unless you just want to sit through just grinding consolidation. If I can't get any more trades, I'm okay with that. Like I said, we'll just wait for our funded setup, hopefully later today. And a lot of times that's been happening around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. We just got to wait for it. I mean, right now, for my funded trade, we need a pullback all the way to 550. So I don't see that happening anytime soon. So that's why I said it's probably going to be an after lunch type trade. That's usually where it was most of the week last week. So I was really hoping to get a lot more on this initial setup on the Apex one, because like I said, right now, I think tomorrow is the last day for Apex $40 funded fee. Dude, I killed it. Last week was probably one of my best weeks of trading. I think between eval and fundeds, man, we had, I think, like $3,000, which most of it was on a eval. We still made, let's see, I want to say seven something on the funded. So, oh, that's so bright. But these were my trades last week with the eval. I've been trying to start, hopefully this month I'll start keeping up with it better. This way we can keep up with red and green days better. I've tried this in the past and I always forget to keep up with it, but we're going to try to start doing better. This way I can just, you know, use it for reference. So if we don't get any more trades on the eval, we should be green on the evals. And now we're just waiting on the funded trade. But like I said, that could be hours away. So yeah, we just got a big old box here, guys. It may be a breakout here. Looking to the left, there was a lot here in this area. So you can see all these wicks here. So look, all the way back here. I mean, there's so many wicks, consolidation, wicks, consolidation here. So there's a lot in this area. Even throughout this area here, there's a lot. So I just feel like getting back up to those 700 is just going to be a battle. May go grab a cup of coffee, guys. It might be coffee time. Just go grab a cup of coffee and sit here and watch charts. I don't feel like there's going to be any more entries for a little bit. Right now, my entry for a pullback would be all the way, like I said, back into the 570s and 580s at the moment. And that's where we will do a funded trade. We're going to probably be risking about $400 on our funded account and try to make 400. Unfortunately, I missed 3 trades last weekend, so I would have went 5 for 5 on funded if I was just happening to just be sitting here in front of the computer. I mean, that's an issue most of the times, is being, you know, engaged, sitting in here in front of the computer for freaking hours waiting. What's up, Debo? How's your day been? Any trades this morning? We had a nice trade in the opening, but right now we're just kind of sitting on the sidelines. There's really no setups right now. Right now we're just kind of chopping and grinding higher. It's going to take us a lot to get up to the 700, so it's at the point we just got to sit on our hands. This is usually what you would say the boring part of trading. If you don't like to sit here and watch charts for hours, which I don't mind. A lot of times I just sit at my desk and just watch charts for hours, or sometimes I can't stop thinking about charts. Okay, just second week. Nice. Who are you trading with? Are you trading with a certain prop firm company, or are you just trading a little sim account on one of the so like the page that you're looking right now is Ninja. I trade off of Ninja Trader. And as far as prop firms goes, I use Apex, Bulinox, and Take Profit Trader. Usually the cheapest person to start out with is, okay, Robinhood. So I'm trading futures. Are you also trying to do futures on Robinhood? I heard they added that, but I've never done it, so I don't really have any experience with the Robinhood trading. The only thing I've ever done on Robinhood is I've done a little bit of option trading and buying basically some type of digital currency. Yeah, definitely being new to trading, the best advice I can give you is tons of chart time. If you don't mind just watching charts, it's all good. Like, if you can just sit here and watch charts without trying to buy in. A lot of times where I've got myself in trouble with streaming, I'll over trade. That's probably the bad thing about doing streaming is you find yourself over trading sometimes because you're just sitting here in front of the charts, where usually if you just take your 1 or 2 wins, you really just kind of need to shut off like your trading charts and maybe use like TradingView or your Robinhood account to watch charts. You get the FOMO, ended up FOMOing in. Hopefully, eventually, Bulinox will come out with their cheap accounts. You know, you can trade on Ninja for as little as like $15 a month. I also today I'm going to be taking my Quant Tower is not bad either. I have a Quant Tower. This is where I'm going to be taking my Bulinox trade at today, is on my Quant Tower account. And these are Quant Tower charts. I don't usually do as good. I usually don't do as good on Quant Tower. But they do have good looking charts though. But I've been trading on Ninja so long, Ninja is basically what I use. What's up, Methodical? Yeah, that's Debo over there on TikTok, because we're also live on TikTok too. Which there's not any viewers at the moment. The viewers kind of come and go with TikTok. We're pretty much dead now. There's no entry without a big pullback here. I'm not going to be jumping in at the top. That's just asking for it. My entry today was the 53. My long was the 53 today. We may just go get a cup of coffee and just wait and see if we get that pullback to our hopefully funded setup later. Then we will take a funded trade. It looks like day trades. This has got a 90% off right now. I don't know how much their accounts cost out the door. I haven't used them in a while. So you're looking for a long back down at 534. Hey, if we could get that pull back down there, I will probably go long with you, because right now my entry's back down at like 555, pretty much where we started out this morning. That would be my funded trade at the moment. Looking for 20 points. I really haven't decided if I'm gonna take it direct off that level, or if I'm gonna take it from the backside where I follow it down and wait for the bounce to come through my order. And I do that in case it's a push through, and I'd rather just do it that way sometimes instead of just sitting through drawdown. Because most times if it bounces, it's going to go usually straight back up. But then if it just goes straight through where our, we're looking for the bounce, we got to sit through drawdown. Like I said, it's going to take a lot to get through these areas. That's why I showed you to the left. There's a lot going on. We can mark it out real quick if y'all want, since we're just sitting here. See all of this right here? It's going to take us quite a bit to get through all of these pullbacks here. And there's a lot of consolidation in these areas. I mean, look at all these candles. I mean, there's just so many in this area. So this is why I'm saying you're just going to be just sitting here just through chop for a while, because unless we get back maybe above like the 7 to over 800s, it's just going to be chopping. So we're definitely not going to be jumping in on the top up there. You're just asking for it. It won't be like a quick, nice, easy trade. It'll be this type of trade here, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, push up, pull back. So, you're just sitting here just like, oh my God, this sucks, because it's just consolidating for so long. Actually, I think I'm just going to go grab some coffee, since we're just kind of just sitting here. So like I said, I'm currently on the Outers page. So Outer in the YouTube lobby, he's looking for a pullback all the way to 534. Don't know if we'll get our pullbacks, but that's where he's looking for. To me, I'm going to be looking to pull back probably back into the 500s too. I'm just not sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But we'll be back in a minute. We're going to go grab something to drink. Let's see if we can cover ourselves. All right, we'll be right back. We didn't miss anything. Maybe here comes that pullback we've been patiently waiting on. Ain't it right, Outer? Get that pullback. What did Outer say? You said order filled. What are you talking about? Did you take a... Oh, you were waiting for the 634 pullback. Oh, okay. I thought you were waiting for the fives, because that's what I've been waiting on. I'm waiting for the pullback down to the 5 there. See, very long zeros above the... What's up, your dream? Sorry about that. I walked away for a minute. I had to go get something to drink. All right, so Outer got long at 634. I misunderstood him earlier. Where do you, oh, your stop loss is at 611. Okay. I didn't even pay attention to that a while ago when you put that in there. I didn't even notice the 534 and stop losses at 611. Yeah, I misunderstood that. Now, if we can get a pullback to like maybe the 500, we may consider doing like a little eval trade. But it would need to sell back below 500, then pop back up. That's fine in my... So if you're in our YouTube lobby, Outer got long at 34. And his stop loss is at 611. We're not taking it, but Outer is. So we're just watching Outer's trade. How you doing today, Knight? At the moment, we're just kind of sitting on our hands, guys. There's really no entry for us unless we have a deep pullback. You're saying if it closes over the bottom line, will take a trade? No, that line was from earlier. That line means nothing. All that was is earlier I was pulling the Fibonacci for to see where the 50% pullback was. Right now, we're just kind of sitting on our hands. Unless we get a pullback, I will look for a funded trade off of the 50s for some reason if we do get that pullback that deep. The long I was talking about a while ago, that was from Outer. He's in our YouTube lobby, and he was taking a long. He took a long at 634, and his stop loss was at 611. So I don't know if it just hit his stop loss or he added it, or maybe he. Well, did it go right there at it? It might have come right there at it. I didn't see where it got down to. Gotta spread that out so I can even get 11 to come on there. Woo wee, boy, Outer, it came close, didn't it? That's where you should have added, Outer. Try to get a better position. Not stopped out yet. Nice. It got there close. There's nothing worse. I mean, that's usually the kind when it comes close to your entry, but even worse when you got your stop loss sitting there and it comes within like 4 points. Knight, have you taken any trades today? Thanks for joining, Jill. Like I said, guys, if you're just joining us, we're sitting on our hands. We took the initial. I tried to look at QQ last week, but I've never taken any trades on QQQ. It is a little cheaper to trade the QQ, right? Because if you just had one micro, they start at 50 cents, right? So, I mean, I guess you can put quite a few micros on there or mini. So what is a mini? 50 times 4? Is that right? So $2 per mini. Whew. Let's see here. Trying to set up my charts real quick before this thing gets down there. Okay. Looks like our trade may come in early today. We've got an order block sitting there at the 41, so I'm hoping that 41 holds. Just trying to be patient here. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle, so I'm hoping we get some kind of pullback here on this new candle. Damn, if it prints below that 53 though, I'm in trouble. Come on, get back up there. All right, still. Come on, push. No. Son of a bitch. Yeah, looks like we may get stopped out here, guys. We got an order block all the way down to the 18, so I just don't know if that 18 is going to hold. What sucks is if it prints below 53, that's my sell order. This will probably be the last trade of the day here, or the morning, guys. So if we get stopped out, or even win, it'll be last trade of the day, or morning, because it's 11 o'clock. Come on, 2 minute. We got 2 minutes left on this candle. It really needs to push back above 53 here. Woo, come on. Any other time, this damn thing would bounce right here. Damn it, guys. Like I said, did not want this damn thing to print below the 53s. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Ah, shit. We just got stopped out over here. Damn. This sucks. Son of a bee. I don't know if we can add to it if it does come all the way back. Damn. That sucks, guys. Son of a bitch. Damn, this thing's just still selling. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get stopped out. Damn it. Yeah, there's no way for it to get back up that high. Ooh, it's gonna be a bad red day. We'll have to take this loss. We can't lose more than this. So at this, we'll. Yeah, we're fucking creating a bear flag. Son of a bee. I don't know if I can withstand this thing down to the 60s. Might be able to get back up to the 43, maybe. See? Ah, damn it. That doesn't look good. Yeah, below 500s is probably downtown. Son of a bitch. That sucks. What a crappy day. Son of a bitch. I knew once it got below that 53 that it was going to fucking stop us out. Son of a bitch. All right, so we're going to have to live with this red day. I can't trade anymore. Man, I cannot believe we did not get that bounce at the 53s. All right, guys, we're going to have to walk away because, like I said, we don't want to dig ourselves in a bigger hole. Oh, there's a Trump speech, expect a drop. Son of a bee. Yeah, I know. I can't believe that 53 did not hold up. Any other time, man, that damn thing would have been holding. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys.